Hello, my lovely viewers. This is the first edition of Happy Little Roundabouts, in which I draw roads. There won't always be roundabouts in it, but this time that is the thing we're going to draw. You can call me Gita. I have several names, but I'm picking that one because it's not obvious if it's a boy name or a girl name. And I've been told my voice is kind of androgynous anyway, which I think is actually pretty cool. You may have noticed that I misspelled roundabouts on the title card. I'm not great at cursive, and I was focused so much on writing proper cursive that I left out the U, so I'll probably fix that for the next episode. Anyway, title card can go away. There it goes. And now I'll start working on a roundabout. We have an environment here with, it's kind of the public land survey system of the Midwestern United States. We've got a mile grid and another mile grid up here, and it's been subdivided into various property areas. We have roads along the section lines, and there's a new 4-lane boulevard going in here, and it's going to cross this section line road right here. Notice there's a little kink in the center line there. We're going to put a roundabout here, so it really doesn't matter that it doesn't quite go in at the same angle as it comes out. You know, I mean, theoretically, if it's upgraded in the future, it's only a minor kink, so they could smooth that out when they convert it to whatever they want instead of a roundabout. But anyway, here where the new parkway ties in with the existing section line road, I've already designed this realignment of the existing road to meet it, but this is really on the fringe of our project area. Yeah, so I created all of this to have an existing environment to work in. I think it would probably double the length of these videos if I started completely from a blank area and did all this. Kind of boring coming up with all this. So here it is, already done. I did that a couple weeks ago. We are going to use the ring of intersections philosophy of roundabout design, where instead of thinking of a roundabout as a circular roadway with entrances and exits, it's actually more like a ring of yield-controlled intersections of one-way roads. I'll put a link to a more detailed explanation of that in the video description. So this is going to be a basic 4x2 roundabout. We've got a 4-lane divided road feeding into it on 2 legs, and a 2-lane road feeding into the other 2 legs. I'm not going to do anything special with like turn lanes or anything, or whatever the roundabout equivalent of that is. There will be no need to spiral out the lanes in the roundabout because of this. This will just be a pretty straightforward roundabout design, and I'm hoping I can do it in one sitting for this video. So let's get started. Like I said, I did this a few weeks ago, so I kind of forget what some of the dimensions are for roadway here. Let's see, if we draw a line from there to there, that's 9 feet to the edge of the traveled way on the inside, and then another 24 feet across the lanes. And I believe this road is 10.5 feet lanes width. And let's see, first, okay, I'm going to, these are going to be bifurcated, of course, as they approach the roundabout. So I'm going to draw a circle for the center line of, well, the circle. I mean, the way it operates, I don't think it should be considered a circular roadway, but it kind of still helps to start with a circle. And I did a little bit of research, and I think a radius of 33 feet for the center of the inside lane should be all right. And let's see, this will be a center line. And we'll just plop that right there at the intersection there. Let's see, and we're going to, where there's 2 lanes going in and out of the roundabout, or 2 lanes circulating, we're just going to fix the center line to the middle of the left lane for that. There's a couple of reasons why I do it that way. Partly because of the way the left turns work in the roundabout. You know, you don't want to be trying to swing out to the outside as you're making your left, you know. So that's what we've got. We've got that. And now we need to figure out where our left lanes are going to come in and go out. While we're at it, though, let's just clear out these center lines. Oops. I'm used to TurboCAD. Clear out the middles of these. Ooh, that's not good. Let's see. Breakout segment. Yeah, I'm used to working with IMSI TurboCAD. Now I'm using a free product called QCAD, although I have been considering getting the 33 euro Pro Tools thing because honestly I can't get rid of this trial thing. I can just hide it as long as I haven't bought the thing. And it does have some handy extra functions that it would be nice to be able to not have to work around. Alright, so, let's see. Our inside lanes of the 4-lane roadway are going to have their centers 9 plus 6 is 15 feet away from the main center line of the road. And since we don't actually have to, since what I'm drawing now is not actually literally going to be a center line, it'll just be a guide, I'm going to make this a construction line. Go here, 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 and now we need to decide how exactly the lanes are going to come out on the 2-lane road. I figure let's just try to make this nice and straightforward, make them right in the middle of the lanes, so 5.25 away from the center line of that. Alright, and now we need to come up with, let's do the exits first. So we will draw as a center line a fillet. With the minor road, let's just do a fillet radius of 33, same as the circle. We won't trim the objects we're rounding. So we'll do that, and we will do that. There we've got the centers of the paths of our exits for the 2-lane road. Now, because of the more major aspect of the 4-lane road, and because of just the angles we're working with here, we can do the hello, little ladybug. Sorry, little bug just dropped right down in front of my screen. Anyway, we will have a much gentler radius for the exits of the main highway here. Let's go ahead and do 110 feet. There to there, and there to there. Now, you know what? I think we're actually going to have to end up doing a bit of a slip road on these tight corners here. Yeah. Let's see. We're going to want to have those come out of the right lane, though. So we'll do construction line at 12 feet offset. there, and there. And now we'll do our corners here. Nice tight 22-foot radius. Most vehicles can do that without a problem. And just because of the angle we're working at, that's basically going to be like a slip road or a ramplet or... interesting that it's so much farther away on that side. How much a little bitty difference in angle makes. Alright, so we don't need these anymore. And honestly, I don't think we really need these anymore. Okay, now let's do our entrance curves, and for safety reasons, those need to be a bit of a tighter, that's not the tool I want, bit of a tighter radius there. We'll do, let's do 44 feet. And it may seem like I'm picking weird numbers, but I kind of like numbers that turn out to be nice fractions of a mile. So 11, 22, 33, 66, 110, 220, 330, 440, 660, 880, 1320. You may recognize that if you're a drag racing fan as a quarter mile. Anyway, let's do our entrances here. Actually, since we want the inside lane turn radius to be 44, and since this will be actually the outside of that curve, let's add 12 to that. 56. And there. And there. Actually, you know what? I forgot something. I totally forgot something. We want to allow a bit of a transition between this rightward deflecting curve and the leftward deflecting curve of the roundabout itself. So let's make a bit of a space here with a construction line. 3 feet ought to be enough. And we will redo all of these entrance and exit curves we've got so far. So, oh, how about that? We do still need those. Or we need to do them again. Boom, boom. Wait a minute. No, not 12. That was 15 on here. Boom, boom, and 5.25 here. Boom, boom. Okay, I think maybe I'll actually leave those there until I'm absolutely sure I'm done with them. Now, we want to make center lines round 110. There. And there. And let's see, we said what do we do, 44? And we'll do 44, a little bit gentler than the curve inside the roundabout. I honestly forget what I did for these ones, but we'll do 44 now. And also 44 for the entrances on the main road. Alright, now let's get rid of these ones that I did. And we'll do a tight one for the entrance of the minor road. We'll just do 44 still. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Alright, now you might be wondering, why did I leave that gap there? Well, it's so I can do this. Ding, 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 ding. You can see where I'm going with this. Alright, and now let's trim the ends of those curves that we don't need. There we go. Kind of wish I had a function that would just take off the end of these things pretty easily, but we got to do this in multiple steps because, I don't know, there might be a tool that does exactly what I want, but I don't think it actually works the way exactly as I want it. Alright, so if we make the construction lines and honestly all the other lines invisible, what do we need here? Everything but the center lines. You can kind of see this is starting to look like a roundabout. Yeah, so turn all our other layers back on. I'm not that interesting to listen to, am I? Sorry about that. My husband's in the background playing Mass Effect, and
Mass Effect 3.
And it's muted, I guess.
Actually, I turned the volume all the way down.
Oh, well, what, to 0?
Yeah.
It's muted then. Honestly, I wouldn't mind if there was some of that noise, but, you know,
Okay,
it's your choice.
You're the one who said you wanted me to turn it down, but I can turn it back up.
Yeah, but then I remembered, what if a friend of mine calls? Honestly, I'm probably just going to take the call while I'm recording, so.
Fine.
Alright, what do we need to do next here? Let's see. Actually, you know what? I just remembered we want to make this roundabout with 15-foot lanes instead of 12 to allow for larger vehicles to pass through, but I don't think we have to change what we've done so far to make that work. But I did just realize some other mistake that I made. We need to redo these. We need to redo these to allow right turns to the right lane of the thing. So we need to do another construction line. Since we're working with 15-foot lanes in the roundabout for sure, we will make it 15 feet offset from that other construction line. Now, we'll do around 44 entrance to there and there. And I think I'm actually going to keep that. I'm not quite going to trim it for reasons that will be evident in a little bit. And we'll do our double circle tangent and our double circle tangent. Honestly, that's probably not actually going to result in any visible lane lines, but that's logically how the traffic flows in my mind. So, interesting that that kind of just comes out right there. There and there. Such a tiny deflection. Of course, you're only going to drive that path if you swing from the outside lane to the inside lane as you're turning right, and you're technically not supposed to do that, but I don't think it would actually hurt if people did. So, we need to start doing some lane lines here. Offset. let's see. I know what we'll do. We'll do the transition along these double tangent lines, basically. Outside lanes. We'll do 5.25 for these. Maybe I shouldn't have trimmed that. Let's take out sections of these existing lines. And the inside lanes, yellow lane markers. Boom, 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 boom. Oh. Yes, also need to do here and here. Edge of traveled way, here and here. Now let's do, okay, divide this at that point and, oh, okay. Let's see, because of the way I did that differently, it kind of needed to do that step there, but not here. Hide the center lines for a bit while we just make connection here for the yellow lines. There and there. Okay, now let's see, we need to do basically the same thing for the boulevard lanes. 6 feet from the lane center. There, 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 there. Did I do that right? Yeah. And let's see, 7.5 feet from the inside lane of the roundabout, and from the outside lane of the roundabout. Ladybug again. And back to 6 feet for, oh no, wait, we need to do 18 because we're crossing a whole other lane. Interesting. This isn't quite turning out like I expected it would. That's going to take some cleanup. Okay, so let's see. We got big fat donut here. And let's see, we need to do I think maybe I should have done a little bit more separation for the inflection here. But that's okay. We're going to do this a little bit sloppy, but it'll be alright. Unless we want to do the different lanes individually, at least to work these curves out. Let's do that. Oh, right. I should have done it that way. Yep. Okay, redo those. Let's see. That goes away. That goes away because we're redoing these. Okay, center lines, round. I haven't done this in a while, and not really a whole lot in this particular program, so you might say I'm a little out of practice. Okay, 44, 44 there. And we did this as a 110, right? So we'll take away 12 feet from that. 98 feet for this one. Alright, now let's redo our center lines and edge lines and okay. Here we go with the offset 5.25 edge line. Well, that looks more like what we need to do. Yellow line, yellow line. Connect those again. Okay, and bring our center lines back. I'm going to do a bunch more of these double tangents. A lot of these will not actually end up as visible lines in the roundabout, but you'll have them in the drawing anyway. Just because exactly how to stripe a roundabout may depend on things like how closely you're following the manual on uniform traffic devices, or possibly some local concerns. I've seen a lot of variation in how it's done. You know what, let's get this layer, both of these layers out of the way. They've been in the way the whole time, and they don't need to be. Also, between the entrances and exits of the 4-lane road, what appears to be a circulating roadway is only going to be 1 lane wide. So let's go ahead and do 7.5 offset from that center line to there. And double tangent double tangent. That doesn't really matter too much. Double tangent and double tangent. Also double tangent to there. And to there. I don't think those are actually going to matter, but there they are. And back to the yellow lines. There to there. There to there. Etc., etc. Now you can see how the transition in lane width happens here in these gaps between the curves. I think that's a nice, elegant way to do it. We need to do a 12-foot offset on these. Oops, nope, 6-foot offset. You know, you pulled the wrong number out of your ass when it looks wrong. These are wrong. Did I say I was going to do... Yeah, I need to do that for those too. Let's see, what's the radius on this one? 44. Alright. So we'll do a radius of 32 curve for the outside lane. There and there. And do our edge lines. 6 feet away, there, and there. Double tangent lines. Boom. Boom. So this is either going to be, this is just going to be a painted triangle. That's all going to be filled in with pavement there, I'm sure. Oh, we need to do also here and here. And guess what? We need to do some lines in the traffic circle. Let's see, did I do, is that a 7.5 foot? I think that is. Okay, so that's also going to be our, that's also going to be a circulating line within the roundabout. We'll do our lane lines on the 4-lane road. And round 38 feet. White lane marker curve. No, we need to do our transition curve. Separate by 3 feet. Okay, white lane markings do with around 38 feet for the entrances. Boom, boom, and boom, boom. And 110 minus 6, 104 for the exits. There and there. Now these new construction lines are kind of bugging me, but you know what? I'm just gonna make those directly into our lane lines after I cut off these unneeded bits. Might be getting a little bit ahead of myself here, but here we go. Okay, these are white lane marks. And we need to do a couple more double tangent lines. There. 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 And we'll trim these up a bit more. Just clean these up a bit. And now this line, we can divide up into its multiple purposes. At the ends of those double tangent lines. And now these segments we will make white lane marks. And what's left will be trimmed. That actually will have an issue. Alright, we need to extend this. We'll do, let's see, we'll draw a new circle. From, actually, first we'll draw a temporary line. From the center of that to one end of it. Now we'll delete that, and now we'll draw an arc. Arc. That's always a good way to do it. I kind of sometimes like just drawing these arcs the old-fashioned way. And we have to go counterclockwise, so there we go. Over here, it's not going to matter so much. Maybe I should do it anyway. Yeah, because that actually will probably result in where our yield line is going to go. So, do the same thing. From the center of there to the end, and probably should have made that a construction line, but oh well, it's going to go away in a minute anyway. Now, arc. Here. there, and from that point to there. And I need to get rid of some of these loose ends. Let's see. Okay, yeah. There. 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 Delete, 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 delete. Yeah, I honestly don't think I need this line at all. Or this one. Some loose ends there to trim. I don't like the way that... See, here's the thing. I think I could just use trim, but then I would count it as the intersection where the line comes in to be tangent to the circle, and it seems like there's room for some numerical ambiguity there, whereas if I can tell it specifically to divide at the end of that tangent line, then it'll cut it exactly where it needs to be cut. So that's why I do it this way, and have multiple steps to do. Oh, and definitely need to trim there. That'll make things a bit clearer when I do that. There, now it's a bit more clear that the entrance from the two-lane road just fans right wide out for both lanes of the roundabout. And these I can trim. It'll also clear up our picture a bit. Oh. And yeah, you see this little line here? Something about the way this program draws arcs. They don't quite hit the endpoints if you look too close at them. So they have these little extra lines here, I guess, to go from the approximate endpoint to the real endpoint. Helps remind you that they're supposed to end in the right point anyway. Do we have a similar issue over here? Yes, we do. at it, let's do the edge lines over here. Cut off the ends that we don't need. Oh. We're getting close to finishing this thing. I mean, it kind of looks like a mess, but let's hide the construction lines. And mostly, we've just got a bit of dividing at intersections to do. Let's see, actually this edge line definitely doesn't need to go all the way around. That'll clear up our picture a bit. Wait a minute. There we go. Now things are starting to look a bit more clear, aren't they? Okay. Now it's time to get rid of some lines we definitely don't need. Like there. Oops. Let's see. Oops. I always forget how this one works. Did I really need to take all that? Yeah, okay. Now, the question is, do we actually need the left lines entering and exiting? We'll keep them anyway, but we'll make them like dotted. We've got a bit more business to clean up here. What is this? Oh. Okay, yeah, I accidentally did something weird there. Divide this at the center of that circle. Let's see. Trim this there. And that there. Wait. No. No, 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 no. There we go. Actually, we'll use the trim both. That made a ridiculously short arc. That's less than an inch long. Oh well. Wait a minute. Crap, how long ago did I do that? Definitely makes sense to have a line here and here. We'll do it this way. Okay. So that's all the lines we need for the, at least for the edges of lanes, and oh, there's still a couple cleanup tasks to do. We'll do 12-foot radius, and we actually will trim. Just to make that nicer. Alright, so yeah, as I was saying, this is pretty much all the lines we need, but some of them are obnoxiously solid when they really don't need to be. Wait a minute. Something's not right here. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yep. I screwed up. I screwed up. I screwed up. How did I screw up that badly? Unless... Oh, well. Okay, so, yeah, I'm not even going to bother fixing that. We're just going to have those lanes get 18 feet wide, but just the outside lanes, it looks pretty bad, but yeah, we're too far past fixing that. It happens sometimes. It's a good thing nobody's actually paying me to design a real roundabout here, huh? Okay, so we just need to divide these where they go from where they should be solid to where they should not be. Snapping at intersections. Did I do this one already? Oh. I missed one of those. It would be nice if there was a divide both at intersection function here. Those just go to the end. That's already divided there. Another point like that I missed. Okay, I think I got all the bits divided where I needed to. Now let's just select all the things that will not be solid. Oh, those actually didn't need to be divided there. Oh well. And we'll go to Property Editor, make line type ISO dotted. Yeah, we'll just say that extra width there is for extra long trucks or some nonsense. And again, it'll be up to the discretion of someone other than me to decide exactly which of these lines need to be painted and how. I honestly don't care about it right now, and we missed a divide point. By layer. I think this turned out pretty good. You just need to get the edges of the pavement drawn in. Property and right-of-way. Okay, how much inside shoulder do we have? What is it, 1.5 feet? Yeah. One and a half foot inside shoulder all along. How much outside shoulder do I have here? Is that 9 feet? I believe it is. Nine feet, and if we were doing this for completeness, I'd actually flesh out this intersection here, but I don't care. This has gone on pretty long, I think, so let's just get this finished up. is going to be interesting to clean up there. Nine feet outside is probably good for the roundabout itself, too. You know what? This just looks really goofy. I don't think I'm going to continue doing that way. Okay, let's do our trim both. Oops. Got an extra bit we don't need there. And there. Okay, what if we just do standard 12-foot round corner? That'll do. And here, no, that's no good. What do we do? 44-foot radius here? That works. And finally, inside pavement edge. Sure, we'll do a nice, generous 9-foot inside edge, too. Huh. I guess those lines did turn out to be important. Alright. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. And some arcs. but these will be dotted lines. What are we doing? Line type dotted. That looks more complete. Okay, all that's really left is the property lines. Let's turn our center lines back on. And what is the half width for the right-of-way here? 99 feet? 49.5 feet? Yep. Okay, we'll do property and right-of-way lines. And there. Obviously, we exceed the right-of-way in the corners just a bit. Let's try 9 feet there. Or we'll just do basic 24-foot radius curve. No, 12-foot radius curve. Actually, no, 6-foot radius curve. If they decide they want to, if whoever develops this corner of property decides they want to squeeze a parking space right there in the end, they should be able to do that. Now, about here, let's do a nice big 18-foot right-of-way. We'll say it's for landscaping. Okay. Divide these here. And we'll do another one of those round operations. Except we'll do 33-foot radius. There. There. And our 12-foot radius there. And there. So that's the right-of-way limits for this roundabout. There we go. Trim the property lines along there. Okay, now if I were doing this entirely to completion, I'd probably also do little write-in, write-outs for the various properties along this new boulevard. I would definitely do this intersection here, and I'd probably export the whole thing as an SVG and actually make it look nice and pictorial and whatnot. But I'm going to call this done. Let's turn off those. We'll call this done. Save the thing. And thank you for watching. I hope this hasn't been too mind-numbingly boring. Those lines should stay solid. I do believe I have at least a few friends who might actually watch this whole thing through if they're kind of bored and don't have much else to do. So, I hope on YouTube it will find people who actually find it interesting. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want. What else am I supposed to say? Hit like and subscribe. Yeah, if I do a few more of these, get used to doing them, and actually develop an audience, I think I might actually start streaming these on Twitch, but that is, that's for the future to see. Again, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.